Good evening. I'm Daniel Enking, founder and CEO of Everflux Technologies. Modern agriculture is broken. Ever since the discovery that nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium were the key macronutrients for plant growth, agriculture has been dominated by chemicals. But this is a 150-year-old science. Farmers across the world are beginning to realize that chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and herbicides are destroying their soil fertility and leading to an arms race with pests that is costing them more money as their margins continue to decline. Oh, and scientists have recently realized that the depletion of soil organic matter all over the world is actually a bigger contributor to climate change than burning fossil fuels. So new research is showing us that soil biology is the key to plant growth, and soil biology is cultivated by returning organic matter to the soil. Now, even though modern science is just realizing this, Asian farmers have been doing this for over 4,000 years. They've been consistently returning organic matter to the soil. And so this is exactly what Everflux Technologies does. We take food waste and we add a proprietary mix of microbes that transform it into a highly bioavailable soil amendment through a fermentation process that's of Japanese origin. And this fertilizer turbocharges plant growth. But one of the most important things is that we did not develop this in a laboratory. This was actually developed by a farmer over 15 years of trial and error to use on his own crops. And that's our CTO, Michael Collins. And it's had amazing results. The first time that Michael got the formula right and applied it to his strawberries, he took the strawberries to the farmer's market and people said, there's no way those are organic. They're way too big. But then they tried the strawberries and they had the full flavor that organic strawberries always have. And people said, wow, this is amazing. Michael then trialed this on 215 different crops that he was growing on his farm, and he eventually had 35 other farmers sample this, and they actually bought some of the fertilizer too, and all of them raved about it as well. And so this is key. It's key that we can apply this to so many different crops, because it ultimately means that our total potential market is enormous. We can cost-effectively use this as an alternative fertilizer for any crop in the world, making this nearly $1 trillion market. And this is not just for organic agriculture. We've seen in recent years that conventional farmers are willing to switch to more sustainable farming practices, especially when they see that it can save them money, which it can. Now, competitively, Everflux, or the product Bioflux, has two key characteristics that farmers care most about. It's fast and effective, and it's very easy to apply with their existing irrigation equipment. Now, microbial fertilizers work on a whole different level than traditional fertilizers, because those microbes can make the nutrients, whatever nutrients is there in the soil, way more bioavailable. So products like Whole Organics and AgroThrive and Raw Microbe can be very effective. They have one major problem. The bacteria in these products can actually colonize the inside of the irrigation system and lead to clogging. And even other fertilizers like Wiserg and Convert Organics and CCS can occasionally have clogging, and they just don't work as well without the microbes. Now, Bioflux is the only fertilizer product out there which contains microbes that can actually clean the irrigation system as it's used. That's right, they can clean the irrigation system. So, how are we going to get this amazing product to market? We'll start by selling in bulk directly to farmers using Michael Collins' existing contacts. And then in our second year, we'll look at partnering with a major ag distributor that can help us sell the product more widely. And we also will look at licensing this process to biogas facilities. Biogas facilities have a liquid effluent product that is high in nutrients, but they've had a hard time monetizing that and turning it into fertilizer. And we've realized our process can help with that. And then in later years, we will also look to sell into retail stores, hydroponic stores, garden supply stores, and look at expanding internationally. Now, we have a kick-ass team that is founding this company. I have personally been a climate change solutions entrepreneur, as I call it, for the past 10 years or so. My first venture was founding the Tufts Energy Conference, which by its fourth year was an international event with some major corporate sponsors like Dow Chemical and the largest utility in the world, Enel. After that, I moved to China, and within 3 years, I was leading two nascent organizations, the Beijing Energy Network and a test prep company called DK Education. And then for the past 5 years in California, I've been a top salesman at Ecology Action and Solar City. Now, Riley is actually like a brother to me. We've known each other since we were babies, basically. And throughout my life, he has been the person that I could always count on. So much so that when I asked him to join me in starting Everflux, he actually left Maine, where we grew up and where he lived his entire life, to move to California to start this company with me. So that shows you his level of commitment. And then Michael Collins, is basically a mad genius. He was an organic farmer for 30 years. He actually has a master's degree from UC Davis, and he ended up pioneering many techniques in organic farming. Not to mention that he has several inventions under his belt, including Bioflux. So we're looking to raise $1 million, and we needed to achieve these 4 key milestones here. Building our first facility at scale, which is about 720,000 gallons a year. We also need to have a third party conduct efficacy trials so that there's some third party validation and data really showing that our product works, even though we know it works. So far it's just anecdotal evidence. And then we need to get some key organic certifications from California and nationally, and that can be a pretty lengthy and expensive process. And then in order to partner with a major ag wholesaler, we need to be at a certain volume of sales. And so I'll leave you with this last thought. Let's work together to sustain agriculture for the next 4,000 years. Thank you.